Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Tuesday, the 9th day of December for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Ebronic, ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. A lot of good vibes coming out of the Nebraska basketball programs for the first time since 2018. The Nebraska men's basketball team is ranked in the AP Top 25 college basketball poll. We'll talk about that this morning. The Nebraska women, they're also undefeated on the season. They're into the poll for the first time this season at number 24. So we'll talk about that coming up and what's ahead for the Huskers here in the next couple of ball games. Nebraska freshman running back Jamarian Parker says he'll enter the transfer portal when it opens next month. Nebraska has hired a couple of assistant coaches as they finalize some deals that we kind of talked about yesterday. Hastings College basketball teams will host Mount Marty tomorrow at Lynn Farrell Arena. Northwestern will play Indiana Wesleyan tonight for the NAIA Volleyball National Championship. Had some high school basketball played around the area last night, and we've got action tonight coming up on Extreme Sports as Adams Central will be on the road playing at Wood River. Had the NFL game last night, the Chargers forcing 5 turnovers. They beat Philadelphia in overtime by a score of 22-19. So that's just some of the things we'll be talking about here this morning as we wake up and get going for another day as we welcome into Tyson Ebronic from a very festive Western Studios here this morning. Good morning.
And a good morning to you as well as we, get up and going here on a Tuesday morning. Ugly Monday Night Football game last night. You mentioned it. 5 turnovers in the football game, and it just seemed like every time I turned around to watch it, they were either booting the football or putting the ball on the turf. So, pretty ugly game last night, and all told, getting ready for a Tuesday. You mentioned the Nebraska basketball polls. I don't know what to do with my hands as a Nebraska basketball fan. It's kind of a uncharted territory. We're not really familiar with being in the top 25 polls, especially this early on in the season. I think it was Tim Miles' era that was the last time that we were ranked in the top 25. So a little unfamiliar territory, but certainly when you start off the season undefeated and you're playing in the Big Ten, you've now set the table for what should be and can be a very successful season.
The Nebraska women, they will be in action tonight against Omaha at Pinnacle Bank Arena. That gets underway at 7. The Huskers begin their Big Ten Conference season tomorrow night. They've got a game against Wisconsin. So, Wisconsin is pretty good. I think I saw they were 7-2 as they get ready to play the Huskers. So, Nebraska has to come with their A game tomorrow night at home. 2 years ago, Nebraska went undefeated at home. Last year, we stunk in Lincoln. 2 years ago, we were undefeated in Lincoln. That's the type of home campaign we're going to need if Nebraska is going to have maybe a push toward the big dance in March. But it all starts. We've got to get something done in the Big Ten, and it all starts on Wednesday against Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, it was last year's team, that, and I kind of alluded to it in a random joking kind of way. It was last year's team that started off and had a lot of promise, if we recall, and then just sputtered and we couldn't buy a win, even against like some of the low teams in the conference and missed out on the Big Ten conference tournament, Mike, and still had a way to sneak their way into the postseason bid, and I really do believe, even though we were joking about it with the college basketball crown and trying to figure out what this tournament was, ultimately it may have been the best thing that for the program as they rebounded after that and have not lost since the college basketball crown. So, but when you mentioned the home crowd, and that's just it, we have to turn that place back into a fortress, a palace. An area that you don't come to expecting to come away with a victory. Fans got to bring the energy, and I think they will. There's a lot of people that are excited for this particular basketball team, this rendition of Fred Hoiberg's Huskers, and I think that place is going to become an area where, once again, it's extremely difficult to come away with a victory at.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I mentioned that undefeated season we had at home. We knocked off some big boys 2 years ago at home. So
had a win against number one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully we repeat that here for this season. We'll talk more about that coming. Remember Fred Hoiberg? We had him out on the hot seat a couple of years ago as well. And now he's pulling off some things that we haven't done for a while as a head coach, as we are ranked for the first time since 2018. So just keep that in the back of your minds.
We had him on the hot seat?
Well, we did a couple of years ago. Had him on the hot seat. People want to get rid of him.
Why?
He's no good. He's no good because we were struggling again.
We've always struggled.
Well, we're not.
Like,
we
right?
won the college basketball crown last year. What do you mean?
Well, I know, but like the mentality that we wanted him on the hot seat 2 years ago because we've always struggled. Like, we've always struggled at basketball, and we've been enjoying a really good run with Fred. You mentioned it, undefeated streak at home, undefeated season 2 years ago, knocking off number one, college basketball crown, postseason, top 25 again. Nobody else is going to be able to do that here. So he's got a lifetime contract in my book. I don't ever remember him being on the hot seat.
Oh yeah.
No, then again, that's me and hoops. So
all right. 7:07, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Huddle Up Extreme Sports. We talked about the problems with the Colts yesterday. Daniel Jones out for the season with a torn right Achilles tendon. Now the backup quarterback, Riley Leonard, evidently has got some sort of a knee injury. That was kind of a surprise to the Indianapolis officials. He came into the training room yesterday and has got some sort of a knee injury. He could be listed as day-to-day as we move forward. So do you see who the Colts are bringing in today?
I mean, I think he's older than me.
Phillip Rivers.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, he turned 44 on Monday, and the Colts are bringing in the Phillip Rivers today for a workout. Now, remember, Rivers spent his last year, I think, in the NFL with the Colts in 2020. He guided the Colts to an 11-5 record, making the playoffs as an AFC wildcard team. The Colts then lost to Buffalo in a first-round game, and several weeks later, Phillip Rivers retired. No Colts team since that 2020 squad has averaged more than 253 passing yards per game that was produced by Rivers in that 2020 season. Indianapolis won 4 of his last 5 games that year to clinch a playoff spot, and Rivers delivered throughout the season, completing 68% of his pass attempts and throwing 24 touchdown passes. So they're bringing in Phillip Rivers today for a workout with the Indianapolis Colts because now their quarterback room is a mess. The only other guy they have on their roster is journeyman quarterback Brett Rippon, because their former first-round pick Anthony Richardson Sr. is also on injured reserve. And now Daniel Jones is out for the season with a right Achilles injury. And backup quarterback Riley Leonard is also out. So the Colts, I think they're trying to pull a rabbit out of their hat today as they work out Phillip Rivers, who's 44 years old. He's going to work out for the Colts today.
I mean, you could have called Troy Aikman last night from the booth and had him come down and throw the football around a time or two. I mean, we talked about this before the season started when we were trying to figure out the number 2s on the depth chart for backup quarterbacks. And it just seems to me, first of all, A, there's a huge talent drop-off from the starters to the backups. But B, teams really don't invest in a deep quarterback room. And maybe for the Colts, sure, with Anthony Richardson in there and Daniel Jones. But the injury factor, they just don't seem to invest in depth at quarterback. And now we're going to literally the NFL retirement home. It was bingo night for Phillip Rivers, and you stole that away.
Yeah, he probably got the call. He probably got the call.
Do it again.
He probably got the call playing a bingo.
Yeah,
on Monday night. But he's going to hop on a plane. I don't know where he's living now, but hopping on a plane, he's heading to Indianapolis, and he'll work out today with the Colts. You would think there's a quarterback somewhere around that has played in the league in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
that the Colts could snag and get him ready by this weekend. I don't know who would come to mind, but I don't have the complete list. But you would think there is somebody out there that the Colts could snag that has played in the league in the last 5 years that's looking for a job. The Colts right now sitting just outside the AFC playoff field, losing a tiebreaker now for the final spot with the Houston Texans. Indy has 4 games remaining in the regular season against the Seahawks, the 49ers, Jacksonville, and the Texans. Mm-hmm. So those are the 4 teams the Colts have to play yet. They're trying to sneak their way into the playoffs, but maybe we don't want them in the playoffs if they don't have a quarterback.
You know what league this hurts the worst with these NFL injury situations? And like you mentioned, surely there's a quarterback that's had some experience playing football in the last 3 years. What comes to mind is all of this talk about this UFL and this spring football being like the minor leagues to the NFL. And then they bypass the UFL teams and their quarterbacks and onto the bingo hall over in downtown Los Angeles, where Phillip Rivers was quietly enjoying some hot tea and getting ready for movie night with his other colleagues in wheelchairs. And they bypass that and go to the NFL retirement home. Is this a big knock on the UFL league that has been created? Because you would think that would be ultimately the first call would be to like a St. Louis organization or Michigan, somewhere in the spring football leagues, but it's not. And to me, that really puts a damper on the validity of this being the minor leagues.
The reason that Phillip Rivers was called in the first place is because he worked with the offensive coordinator that's currently at Indianapolis, so he has some familiarity with the offense for Indy. But God, he's still 44 years old, and he hasn't been in the league since 2020. Mm-hmm. And you're expecting him to come out there in a workout today and dazzle everybody and wanting to sign Phillip Rivers to lead them on a playoff push in the final 4 games of the season? One guy comes to mind. I was saying certainly there's somebody out there that has played in the league in the last 5 years that could maybe run this offense. What about Adrian Martinez? Mm. He was out at San Francisco. Mm. He led, what was it, what league was he in before he got aboard with the San Francisco?
The XFL, UFL thing.
He led them to a championship, so he's got a little bit of experience. Maybe not in the NFL, but God, you would think that would be a better choice than Phillip Rivers.
No.
You're not buying?
I'm not buying that. I'm selling.
All right. He just came to mind as I was reading the story. I thought, what about Adrian Martinez?
I mean, Casey Thompson, if he would have been healthy and wouldn't have had the knee injury issues. Thompson was a hell of a Husker quarterback that I think could have been a great NFL player, but he just couldn't get over the injury bug.
I can't think of anybody else that would come to mind.
What Brown's backup?
Oh, yeah. What
Cleveland. Brown's backup can they call? Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah.
Get a starting opportunity. Hell, Kirk Cousins wanted another shot to start and lead a team, but I would take Rivers over Cousins. And there's the sad part is, Mike, this guy is a guy that's been pounding down double cheeseburgers since 2020 for the last 5 years. No way he's in football shape. And yet, at the same time, as we rattle off these names, I'm still saying, hey, you know what? I would rather have Rivers than that option. So, yeah, invest in backups, kids. It's important.
So we'll see what happens at Indy. Again, he's been called in to work out today with the Colts. A couple of other notes we'll get to as we wake up and get going this morning. 4 current LSU offensive assistants are joining offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss at Ole Miss to help prepare the Rebels for their college football playoff appearance. So after they left to go to LSU, Lane Kiffin is going to allow these 4 assistants to go back and work with Ole Miss to prepare the Rebels for their first-round playoff game. And you would think that once they're back there, they're going to continue to stay with Ole Miss through the duration of their run. But, yeah, evidently 4 current LSU offensive assistants, along with the offensive coordinator for Ole Miss, hopped on that plane with Lane Kiffin to transfer down to LSU. Now Lane Kiffin is going to allow these guys to go back and work with Ole Miss. That is kind of a strange situation, isn't it?
It's a little funky, and I think it was mishandled by all parties involved. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the fact that he's not able to coach that Ole Miss team is affecting the way you look at that team from a playoff perspective. It probably affecting the way that line is set. Probably even, like I said, should have had the opportunity to even affect their rankings in the college football playoff due to the fact that the guy that's calling the plays is not going to be on the sideline. Right decisions made here in letting the assistants go back and being with the boys through a playoff run. At the end of the day, I think, you only have yourself to blame if you're Ole Miss and you drop out and you lose the first round because you were so infuriated with the decision for Lane Kiffin to go leave towards LSU that you didn't even want to see his face anymore and you just got rid of him and told him to go to work and start working in Baton Rouge. That to me is disheartening from the Ole Miss perspective. So you only have yourself to blame. But again, the whole situation is mishandled. That is something that you just wait until the playoffs are done before you make an official announcement. I know because of where signing day falls, that's almost an impossibility. Maybe move signing day to where it's not right before the college football playoffs. And, that's the only reason that they had to make these announcements and decisions was so that the kids know that there's a coach coming or leaving. And they don't make a commitment where they have to immediately bounce back into the transfer portal due to a coaching change situation. So, again, we've got to figure out where and how to throw in the transfer portals and signing day and when coaches get pink slips or when they can make announcements because it's just a circus. It's a circus right now, and Ole Miss is dealing with it. I think they dealt with it the wrong way. I think you make the announcement that he's going to LSU at the end of the season, and you say, hey, man, you got us this far. You at least go and give us the best chance to get a natty. Can you stick around and coach this team for a couple more weeks, and then we'll let you go to work in LSU? That's how I would have handled it.
Why is it all right for the 5 assistants to come back and coach at Ole Miss, but not Lane Kiffin?
I don't know.
They're going to allow 4 assistants and the offensive coordinator to come back from LSU and coach now for Ole Miss. Why wasn't that all right for Lane Kiffin to do that?
Well, right.
Anyway,
you're asking all the right questions, and it's so befuddling that I don't have any good answers to you.
It's tight ends coach Joe Cox, wide receivers coach George McDonald, assistant quarterbacks coach Dane Stevens, and slot wide receivers coach Sawyer Jordan. They're all coming back, in addition to the offensive coordinator. So it sounds like they're going to have most of their coaches back for Ole Miss from LSU to coach the Rebels as they get ready to take on Tulane in the first round of the the playoffs. So that's the latest news there. By the way, I had my grandson play out the bracket last night.
Oh, that's a good idea.
On his college sports game.
Yeah.
If that follows, because he simmed every single game.
Yep.
If it follows the EA Sports college football 26 package, we're in for some surprises this year.
Oh.
In for some surprises. I'm not going to run down the entire list because I can't remember them off the top of my head. But I do remember the national champion.
Okay.
He didn't, but the game had Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Winning the
game really likes Texas Tech. They've been national champions in a lot of my dynasties that I've started and then restarted and started again. They find their way into like the Natty in 2025. They really like their defense. I don't know. They got just as good a shot as anybody.
In the first round, I can remember what he had. James Madison.
Dukes.
Over Oregon. Oklahoma over Alabama.
Sure.
Tulane over Ole Miss.
I think that's the most plausible upset this weekend.
And Miami over Texas A&M.
Next weekend?
Well, not next weekend. Weekend after
Two weekends away.
And Miami over Texas A&M. I can remember those from the opening round. But it eventually got down to Texas Tech winning the national championship as we simmed it out last night on ESPN. They're not ESPN, but
EA Sports.
Yeah, EA Sports. College football, 26.
I should do that.
Yeah. Don't have anything to do. Sim it out and see if they come up with the same thing.
Oh, that's right. I have things to do. I have an adult life. I forgot.
Let's see what else is going on. After leading Indiana to its first Big Ten championship in 58 years, Fernando Mendoza was announced as a Heisman Trophy finalist yesterday. He's going to join Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia, Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, and Ohio State quarterback Julian Salin as the four finalists for the Heisman Trophy. That'll be awarded this Saturday in New York. So if the Heisman Trophy celebration is coming up this weekend, that must be Army-Navy weekend too.
Yep.
Because usually that's about the same weekend.
It's a pretty brutal week of college football.
What are we going to do about our Blazing Five this weekend?
On to the NFL, my man.
We will have no college unless we make it mandatory that we.
I'm not picking the Army-Navy game.
Last year, I think we did. I think we made it mandatory that one of our picks had to be the Army-Navy game. You don't want to do that this year? Are they any good?
It doesn't even. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's Boise State and Washington. Is there? There's a bowl game?
There's not a bowl game this week.
The L.A. Bowl?
No, the L.A. Bowl is on. Oh, wait a minute.
The L.A. Bowl.
Wait a minute. December 13th. Isn't that this week? Yeah, that's Saturday. Yeah. In fact, we've got two bowl games this week.
Seriously?
We've got the Celebration Bowl. With South Carolina State playing Prairie View A&M.
Yep.
And then we've got the L.A. Bowl, Boise State against Washington. So, so we're all right for our Blazing Five picks this week. You'd have two bowl games. You'd have two bowl games and the Army-Navy game for the college picks. Then we'll have the entire NFL slate, so we're all right for the...
We'll be fine.
So the Blazing Five. Yeah, I didn't realize that bowl season gets underway this week. Can't wait for that Celebration Bowl.
Can't wait for bowl season in general. We got to have this discussion at some point, right? Like, is the opt-outs the beginning? And I thought the beginning of the end. The first dominoes was when the players started opting out. When the players even. Like, they were opting out of the first round of the playoffs last year because of the transfer portal. But now It started with players that didn't want to finish out the bowl game. It's moved on to now program decisions. Iowa State, Notre Dame, Kansas State all opting out. The interesting fact that I read yesterday that really puts a big question mark on bowl season for me, and I know it's a lot of money, right? Like, we're talking lots and lots of money, not just for ESPN and the executives, but the sport in general and these universities. There was 5 and 7 teams that were getting phone calls to be replacement teams for some of these schools that were opting out, and some very noticeable and notable schools said no, like a Florida at 5 and 7. I think Florida State was one of the ones that were in that conversation, and there was a lot of teams that were on the bubble that got phone calls from some of these bids to try to replace Notre Dame, and they all said nah, now we good. I don't know. Is it the beginning of the end to bowl season as we know it? At what point does the playoffs become the postseason and everybody else saying good season, let's hit the transfer portal early? Like, when are we going to have this conversation that bowl games are exactly what they are, a glorified winter practice?
When the money dries up.
But
there's too much money right now in the bowl season as it stands right now. There's too much money out there. So when that money dries up, I think you'll see the end of the bowl season, and it might be sooner rather than later. We didn't really get to the Big Ten's participation in the bowl season yesterday because we were so busy with everything else, but we do have some teams playing. You might want to mark your calendars. Like on December the 26th, Northwestern is going to play Central Michigan in the Sports Bowl.
It's the Sports Bowl?
Yeah, the Sports Bowl.
It's like, who named that?
Well, I don't know. It's probably got a corporate name to it, but
The Sports
this
Bowl.
is just off of the list that I'm using.
Yay, sports!
There's probably a corporate name involved with that. Then you got the Rate Bowl. That's got a corporate sponsor to it, but I got it listed here as the Rate Bowl. New Mexico playing Minnesota. The Pinstripe Bowl this year. Penn State and Clemson. That's going to be on December 27th. Music City Bowl, Tennessee and Illinois on December 30th. Then on New Year's Eve, we've got, like everybody playing, the Reliant Quest Bowl, Vanderbilt against Iowa. The Citrus Bowl has Michigan taking on Texas. Of course, the Las Vegas Bowl, Nebraska and Utah. So that's the bowl participation for the Big Ten teams. I did see Utah open up yesterday as a 14-point favorite over Nebraska.
Baby.
And by the end of the day, Utah was favored by 14.5 over Nebraska. So if you want to bet Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl, you better hop on the Utes early.
Why would you say that?
But I think the line's going to go up.
From 14.5?
Yeah.
Like up, like in terms of 15, 16, 17?
Yeah.
No.
I think
we're too stupid to have that stay at 14.5. We're going to go, oh, you think Nebraska's going to get beat by 2 touchdowns? Let me show you this. I got $50 on Nebraska. We're going to bet that so hard and so far down. If you're wanting to bet Utah, wait. Wait for our dumbasses to bet it down to 10.
I'm thinking the national level.
No.
You don't think there'll be so much money pour in on Nebraska that it's going to keep that line down?
I think that line goes down.
Really?
I see it going the opposite way.
I don't.
Want to bet?
Yeah, you want to bet? By God, I got $20 in my pocket that says that line will be higher than 14.5 come game time. There's always one bowl game that there's a line that's up around 15, 16, 17.
Super sketchy.
Yeah. And you kind of scratch your head and say, and then it really happens that way. People are going to look at our team. Emmett Johnson's not going to play. Who's going to carry the ball for us? Who's going to carry the ball for us? That's what the bettors are going to look like. Well, that's what the bettors are going to look like.
I know. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with the line. I just think that we're
stupid enough.
We're so. I don't want to say stupid. I don't want to insult the people, but we have a tendency to get very defensive and very offended by the way Vegas looks at our football team, and we have a tendency as a state and a fan base to go after and make premature bets.
Oh, you and I
see that happening.
You and I do it all the time.
Oh, hell yeah, we do.
How many times did we have Nebraska in our Blazing Five this year?
Well, I only had them once.
I had them a couple of times. No, I had them. I had them more than a couple of times. I had Nebraska in there several times, and not very often did I cover. As you can tell by where I'm at in the Blazing Five standings.
I only had them once, and that was against UCLA.
And that was a good pick.
And that was the only pick that was the one that I needed.
Yeah, I think I had him against Penn State. I wanted him against Iowa.
You did Iowa too.
So
you did the Iowa game too. Yeah.
So I'm one of those guys that I can sit here and talk that Utah is going to be the pick, and then come game time, I'll bet Nebraska.
Solid strategy.
Oh yeah, I'll do it for 3 weeks now. I'll do it for 3 weeks that Utah is the overwhelming choice in this bowl game, and it won't be a contest. And then I'll get down to the bowl game tip-off time, and I'll go bet Nebraska. That's just the way I am. I've been doing it for years. Back in the good old days, back when we played Oklahoma every year.
These are the good old
back in the good and old days when we played Oklahoma every year. Had a bar buddy, ran into every single year.
Uh-huh.
Every single year,
down
at the bar, and he bet me like $50 every time because I took Nebraska. I took Nebraska against Oklahoma all the time.
Well, hell, in the 80s, you were probably rolling in it. 80s and 90s?
Yeah, I don't know. When was the big run by Oklahoma over Nebraska? Yeah, I don't know. I know I lost a lot of money to this guy.
Chief Indorf chiming in, first comment of the day. The Sports Bowl, ... And has to be the equivalent of the toilet bowl. What a name for a bowl. Yay, sports.
No, like I said, I think there's a corporate name to it. But it's just listed here on my sheet as the Sports Bowl.
Yay, sports.
Google that for a second. Northwestern and Central Michigan is going to be playing in the Sports Bowl this year.
Accidentally put in sports bra. Didn't need to
That's
see that.
Not good.
Refers to the Game Above Sports Bowl. The Game Above Sports Bowl.
What is that?
This is so stupid.
What is that a corporate name?
Apparently.
What is it?
Now I'm Google searching Game Above, so hang on.
Since we got into this discussion.
Well, as long as we're here.
Yeah, we got to know what the hell we're talking about.
Game Above is a brand deeply committed to philanthropy, focused on inspiring greatness through sports, entertainment, and youth organizations. So it's like an organization
that's sponsoring the Sports Bowl this year.
I don't know what they do.
Maybe that's why they're sponsoring this game, so they can tell everyone what they do.
Their website is trash.
We'll be watching on December the 26th, the day after Christmas, when the Northwestern plays Central Michigan.
This website's weird.
The Sports Bowl.
Is this like a cult? Is this like Scientology for sports? What did I stumble upon?
Are you sure you're on the right page?
It's the Game Above Sports Bowl. I typed in Game Above, and it's some sort of like weird cult organization that sponsors golfers and teams and organizations like youth sports. It's weird.
That is weird.
It's like sports Scientology. What a stupid name for a bowl game.
Where is that bowl game?
It's going to be at Ford Field in Detroit.
All right, so I've heard of that.
The game above. Well, here's my only thing. Like, get a better name.
That sounds like maybe one of the new bowl games. I've never heard of that before in the past. So I bet somebody dumped the sports bowl and this new organization picked them up.
Let's go sports. What do you want to call it? I don't know, sports?
It's called the Sports Bowl. Anyway.
Jesus.
All right, 7:36, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, if you'd like to chime in with us, we've got time to talk to you today. 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to leave us a message on one of our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. Give us a shout out. Get a news update here on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Extreme Sports News Bowl would have been better named than Sports Bowl. Anywho's, in Lincoln yesterday, the Nebraska Legislature's Executive Board met behind closed doors for 90 minutes and opted not to vote on how to respond to sexual misconduct allegations against Senator Dan McKean of Amherst. McKean was cited last month by the Nebraska State Patrol for misdemeanor public indecency after a staffer reported he inappropriately touched her at a legislative session ending party earlier this year. Although the board did move McKean's Capitol office as a precaution, 3 of its 10 voting members were absent yesterday. So the chair said the group wants a full board present before voting on any formal action. McKean denies any wrongdoing, saying the interaction was a light-hearted joke and continues to resist calls, including from state officials, to resign. Meanwhile, State Senator Michaela Cavanaugh says that she was twice denied access to the former work ethic camp in McCook, now operated as an ICE detention center, even though state law allows legislators to inspect correctional facilities at any time. Cavanaugh argues that blocking her entry breaks a state statute that grants legislative oversight and demands that the Nebraska Department of Correctional Services provide access. The Nebraska Department of Correctional Services responded that she did not give sufficient advance notice and must meet federal ICE visitation protocols, a requirement that Cavanaugh says does not apply because the statute overrides any private contract with ICE. He said, she said, all that stuff. Cavanaugh has formally asked the legislative leaders to intervene, calling the denials part of a broader pattern of restricted transparency around the facility's conversion and operation. It is now 7:39. It's time for Yay Sports with Mike Will.
For the first time since 2018, the Nebraska men's basketball team is ranked in the AP Top 25 college basketball poll. The Huskers are 9-0 in the season and ranked number 23 this week. Nebraska has won 13 games in a row dating back to last season. Their 9-0 start this season is the best start in the program's history since the 1977-78 season, and Nebraska can match that with a win over Wisconsin on Wednesday. Nebraska's number 23 ranking is the program's highest ranking since November 17th of 2014, when the Huskers were ranked number 21 in the AP poll. The undefeated Nebraska women's basketball team has entered the AP Top 25 poll for the first time this season. At number 24, the Huskers return to the top 25 for the first time since mid-December of 2024. Nebraska will play Omaha tonight at 7 at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nebraska is one of 3 schools in the nation that have both teams undefeated going into this week. The others are Iowa State and Vanderbilt. Nebraska running back Jamarian Parker will enter the transfer portal when it opens next month. Parker will have 4 years of eligibility remaining. An injury kept Parker away from the field for the duration of the season. And Nebraska has officially hired Rob Arick to be the Huskers' new defensive coordinator. He has spent the last 2 years at San Diego State. After spending 2 years at Idaho, he takes over for John Butler, who was fired last week. Nebraska has hired Jeep Wade to be the new offensive line coach, replacing Donovan Raiola, who was fired over the weekend. Wade has spent the last 3 years at Georgia Tech. Again, in the NFL last night, the Los Angeles Chargers forced 5 turnovers, beat Philadelphia 22-19 in overtime. Tony Jefferson won it with an interception in the extra session. The Chargers are now 8-4. The Eagles are 8-3. That's a check in your sports headlines, 741 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Tuesday brings us the warmest day of the week. We'll see a high in the low 60s, plenty of sunshine, and westerly winds 5 to 15, gusting to 25. Overnight tonight, we'll have a chance of some sprinkles and breezy, a low of 33. The winds will gust up to 40 miles per hour tonight. On Wednesday, mostly sunny and breezy once again. We'll keep those winds gusting to 30 miles per hour. 55 and partly sunny Thursday, and then we get colder to finish off the week.
Right now, as you wake up, get going. West winds at 9 miles per hour. Partly cloudy, 34 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance a Miletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Miletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beers, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MilettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Miletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboard and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will, Giant Center Bronick with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Tuesday. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone this morning with our free mobile app, on your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us on this day. We've got a busy week for basketball this week. Tonight, we'll have Adams Central at Wood River in high school play. Gets underway at 5:45 this afternoon. Tomorrow, college basketball, Mount Marty playing at Hastings College beginning at 4:45. Thursday, high school basketball with Gothenburg playing at Adams Central beginning at 4:45. Friday night, we'll have Hastings St. Cecilia on the road playing at Donovan Trumbull beginning at 5:45. And then on Saturday, Hastings College on the road playing in Sioux City against Briar Cliff. Action begins at 1:45 with the pregame show. So basketball the rest of the week, high school and the college stuff here on Extreme Sports. High school basketball, by the way, last night, Grand Island boys beat Omaha Buena Vista by the score of 40-37. In girls play, not in our area, but something to bring up here. Girls play last night. Omaha Duchesne beat Omaha South in girls basketball.
Oh, boy. Omaha South is terrible.
Omaha Duchesne beat Omaha South in basketball last night. 70-2.
Jesus.
How about that? That's even with a running clock. 70-2. Omaha Duchesne beating Omaha South last night.
Yikes.
I think your coaches all the way around the state, you're getting on the phone and maybe trying to schedule Omaha South.
If I'm a D2 school, I'm scheduling the A opponent of Omaha South.
Just to get the points.
Yeah.
The power points in your playoff.
2 points. Oh, my.
Yeah, they scored 2 last night.
I can't see that season continuing very long for Omaha South.
Omaha Duchesne.
Let's see. Chief Indorf has chimed in privately. I think he was a little embarrassed to put this on the message board, but this is great. If National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was to sponsor the Sports Bowl and rename it, it should be named the Shitters Full Bowl. National Lampoon's should be the sponsor and name it the Shitters Full Bowl.
God.
I'm all about that.
All right, a couple of other things we want to bring up here I haven't gotten to yet. And this will fire you up because you don't like talking about Shadur Sanders.
No, don't even. Who cares?
He's going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns.
He's been the starting quarterback for the Browns.
But he's going to be the starter for the rest of the season.
That's not breaking news.
He's going to be the starting quarterback for the next 4 weeks.
I got that update yesterday. I said, that's not breaking news. He's already the starting quarterback. And ESPN is so in love with this guy that they held a press conference yesterday, and he says, yeah, he's going to be the starter for us for the next 4 weeks. Breaking news alert. And I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's more Shadur Sanders news.
That he's going to be the starting quarterback for the next 4 weeks.
Who gives?
He's completed 52% of his passes this year.
A damn.
769 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's rushed for 50 yards, 1 touchdown on 8 carries. So Shadur Sanders going to be the starting quarterback for the
Next topic.
Texas Tech senior linebacker Jacob Rodriguez has won the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, given each year to the nation's top college defensive player. Mm-hmm. The 6'1", 230-pound Rodriguez received the award at a banquet last night at the Charlotte Convention Center. This year he's got 114 tackles, along with 4 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and a sack for the Red Raiders, who have the 5th best defense in the nation. So congratulations to Texas Tech senior linebacker Jacob Rodriguez, who has won the Bronco Nagurski Award.
The projected by Riken NCAA champion Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Can you see that actually happening?
Their defense is solid. I mean, and I mean, so it's a Texas Tech offense, like that's always been a part of Texas Tech football, and the biggest thing that this year that had a lot of eyeballs and a lot of interest on Texas Tech from the very beginning was the fact that they actually have a defense this year in the Big 12. They're like the only school in the Big 12 that's got a defense. Yeah. Could I see it? Sure. Are there other teams that are higher up in my hierarchy to maybe win the Natty? Yeah, Indiana comes to mind. Ohio State comes to mind. Oregon, if they can get by the pesky James Madison Dukes. I could see Oregon winning.
I didn't bring this up yesterday. Mm-hmm. But remember, James Madison is the team that the Indiana coach came from.
Cignetti, yeah.
And he took 13 players off of that team to join him at Indiana. And now the very next season, they're still in the college football playoff.
It's been, I mean, I think in terms of, and this is the shot, right? Like, this is the bullet that I put in the holster and do a little game of roulette with Coach Rule and how I feel about this situation, because you have a team like James Madison who lost all their players, essentially lost all their talent to Indiana. Indiana, Signetti goes over there, flips the program instantaneously in 1 year, flipped Indiana from the bottom feeders of the Big Ten to a contender, a team that blew us out of the water, and a team that went to the college football playoffs. And everyone said, okay, well, that was a flash in the pan. That was one and done. Then he did it again. And then James Madison comes around, and they turn around their program in less than 1 year's time. And so here's the thing. And it's, if I hear it one more bleeping time in a press conference, when we play our press conference clips, I'm going to lose my shit. Because this whole process and this idea of trust in the process, it's dead. Go get your guys in the portal and flip this program tomorrow. I'm sick and tired of hearing about the process, because if you can do it at James Madison and Indiana, for God's sakes, you can do it here. Stop talking about the process and go get guys and go give them some money. Interestingly enough, on the money aspect, and I'm not smart enough. We are experts on nothing. But what was going on with the whole discussion on the initiatives? Apparently the 1890 initiative is going to be rebranded, and all the money that was in that war chest is now going to go into an athletic fund. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not smart enough to know the dollars and cents.
Yeah, when I read that story yesterday, I had to read it again.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean the 1897 fund, or whatever that's been called,
1890,
is going away?
Mm-hmm.
They're evidently taking it in-house now. Nebraska's going to handle all that themselves, and not with this 1890 fund or something.
I guess, yeah. It's just going
away?
All that money, well, it's not going away. It's just going to be distributed differently.
Yeah,
in-house.
within in-house or something. So Nebraska's taking that over?
Sure.
So, yeah, I had to read that story a couple of times. I thought, what? Because you've heard so much about that fund.
Yeah, it's literally been like advertised on everything.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Matt Davidson kind of hooked on with, and kind of got in on the ground floor of that. Now all
got
of a sudden,
attached to it.
Yeah, got attached to it, and now all of a sudden it's not there. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish I had more answers for you, but I don't.
I was reading the comment section, and apparently it was like a dump on Matt Davison comment section, because they're like, oh, as long as he's not involved with it. And then like it just spurred on from there. So I don't know if it was misappropriated or mishandled, or if there was something deeper underneath the surface that was going on with that fund. It just kind of caught me by surprise, the timing of it all, when we talk about and that's all we do, is we talk about how much money we need to invest in and get some of these athletes over to then have some of that war chest get redistributed somehow. It just kind of caught me by surprise.
And maybe it's going to be redistributed in a good way.
Sure, like you're right.
And maybe
I'm not
Nebraska,
saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah, maybe Nebraska is just going to handle it instead of another entity, so to speak. I don't know. We told you about the college basketball ratings. Nebraska is in. Arizona ranked number 1 now in the AP men's college basketball poll. Michigan second, followed by Duke, Iowa State, and UConn. Running out the top 10, you've got Purdue, Houston, Gonzaga, Michigan State, and BYU. UConn leading the women's poll, followed by Texas, South Carolina, UCLA, and LSU. I'm giving you that now as a basis of your college basketball information that you need to start assembling, so when we get to the brackets here this year, you're not on the third page.
How about my Kansas Jayhawks, or I should say our lobby's Kansas Jayhawks? I didn't hear their name called when you were reading the top 10.
They're not in the top 10.
Are they struggling again?
I don't even know if they're in the top 25. Yeah, I didn't have time to get that on my sports today. I got the top 10. I didn't look at the rest of the top 25.
The playoffs are set, by the way.
What playoffs?
Fantasy football playoffs.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. I'm reading it right now.
In our division?
League. Yeah.
I looked at it this morning, and there's like only 6 people of.
Like, how early did you look at it in the
morning?
Like
4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm sure that it hadn't
updated yet.
Set self.
So I'm out.
Hold on.
I'm out.
Let me pull it up.
No, I lost last night. I'm out.
Wait, no, we're not.
I'm second to the last. I'm down there with KK.
We have week 15 yet to go. What is Dakota talking about?
Yeah, what's he talking about? Playoffs are not set. We're not even at the end of the regular season yet.
What the hell?
Yeah. So
Playoff bracket.
You guys are. Yeah, see, IT guys already chiming in, not yet set.
No, we got one more week yet, buddy.
Yeah, I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Well, I just read the message that was sent to me. I will say that 4, 5, 6 of these spots have been clinched.
Yeah, I saw that.
You are not eliminated yet.
But I'm not in a good position.
You need me to beat Garrett. Garrett's in front of you, and I play Garrett this week. You need me to win this week for you to have an outside chance
to get it. I'm kind of like the Chiefs.
Your playoff percentage, the percent that you have to get into the playoff, it's at 4. You have a 4% chance.
I'm kind of like the Chiefs.
Oh, my.
I'm kind of like the Chiefs.
Stop it. Is there an avenue? Is there a path for the Chiefs to get in?
Yes.
You got 3 minutes. Explain.
No, I'd have to pull that up.
There's so many things that have to happen that you can't get it in 3 minutes.
Well, I saw it yesterday. If I would have taken notes, I could have told you what that is. But by the way, Ryan Martin chiming in. KU is number 19 this week.
Hey, there you go.
All right,
okay, here it is. Here it is. You have 3 things. Requirements. I'm pulling this off the IT Guys Facebook page.
Okay.
Chiefs win out.
Which can happen.
Chargers go 2-3 against the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, and Broncos. So they have to go under 500. And the Colts have to go 500 against the Seahawks, 49ers, Jaguars, and Texans, which also could happen. That would give the Chiefs the 7th seed, according to the ESPN playoff predictor. The comments got 1 laugh emoji.
No, that Colts thing, that could happen. They're not going to go 2-2 with Phillip Rivers at quarterback in those last 4 games.
That's 4 tough games, too.
Yeah, they're not going to go 2-2, so let's say the Colts lose all 4 games. Then what happens?
I still think it's the Raiders. I still think the Raiders get you on the doorstep of being in the playoffs, and the Raiders are going to do the most Vegas thing possible.
Win that last game.
And stun the Chiefs in the last game.
Oh, God, that would make me mad. That would make me mad. All right, 7:58, waking up with Mike and Tyson. We'll be back after this on Extreme Sports.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at ham.com.
All right, Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Northwestern going to play Indiana Wesleyan tonight for the NAIA Volleyball National Championship. The Red Raiders beat Concordia in the semifinals last night, 26-24, 25-13, 25-9. Indiana Wesleyan beating Eastern Oregon. Be the second time ever that Northwestern has played for the NAIA Volleyball National Championship. So a little GPAC flavor playing for the Hardware tonight in Sioux City.
How good did you have to feel if you were Corey Westra last night, knowing that one team from the GPAC was going to play for a national title because they were playing each other in the semis?
Happens more often than not.
Yeah, basketball.
Yep. So congratulations to Northwestern. Maybe they can bring home some hardware in the volleyball tonight up at Sioux City. We'll have basketball tonight. Adams Central playing at Wood River. The girls' game will be at 6 tonight. Boys' game at 7:30 on the air with a pregame. 5:45 this afternoon from Wood River.
Fun fact before we let you go this morning, the Atlanta Falcons, they have been bad. How bad are they? The Georgia Bulldogs have the same number of wins in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium this season as the Falcons, with 2.
What? That's
the Georgia Bulldogs have the same number of wins in the Falcons' home stadium as the Atlanta Falcons do this year, with 2.
Wow, there haven't been a lot of wins in that stadium this year.
Well, Georgia doesn't play in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium except for like the SEC championship and then the big game. So 2 wins for the Falcons.
All right, that's a fun fact to leave everybody
facts.
by. All right, anything else? We covered a lot of important and not important stuff here today.
Spent a lot of time on Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, I'll be anxious to see how that happens today. We'll know more probably tomorrow whether he's in or out. You know, they got to either sign him and get him ready for this weekend, or they got to dump him. So we'll know more today. What is the first thing you bring Phillip Rivers in? He's 44 years old. Hey, can you walk out the tunnel? Do you need a walker to get out from the tunnel? Yeah, it's going to be interesting at age 44 to see what kind of drills that he can go through. And
I'm just curious what kind of shape he's in.
Yeah, he hasn't played in the NFL since 2000.
Yeah, 2020.
I've looked at your body. I've looked at my body.
Watch it.
We are nowhere close to taking.
Well, we're also not professional athletes.
But can you see us doing anything?
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, can you see us doing anything on that level? Maybe not as a professional, but anything to that level in the shape that we're in?
I can't get out of bed without bending or pulling something. Let alone, God knows if I sneeze, that could be the death of me. No. But there's a difference between Phillip Rivers not being in shape because he hasn't played football in 5 years to us not being in shape who haven't played football in 40 years.
Yeah, maybe Phillip Rivers.
Little gap.
Maybe Phillip Rivers has continued his workout regimen. Yeah.
Regimen.
Maybe he's done that. If he's been sitting at the dinner table eating, just give me some damn chicken wings, will you? Yeah, like if he's been eating plates and plates of chicken wings and double cheeseburgers and drinking beer with his buddies down at the sports bar, he's probably not in shape to take over for the Colts. So that'll be one thing I'm going to monitor today. We'll
anxiously await the news out of Indy.
Right. If you'd like to listen to the show again, you can go to our podcast section in one of our social media sites, download the podcast, and listen to the show again. Join us again tomorrow morning at 7. Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up. on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.